Good morning, it's Tuesday, so that means it's time to talk about the Tampa Bay real estate market for the previous week. My name is Bryan, local real estate agent with Preferred Shore. So I'm going to change up a little bit this week. I went back and I broke down, the price reductions, the sold and the pendings by price point, so we can kind of keep an eye on what's going on and see if they're like two different markets start occurring, in certain price points. So let's just dive right in. So for last week in Hillsborough County, there were 485 new homes that came on the market. Of those 485, 14 were below 250,000, so not a lot of inventory there. The majority of them were between 250 and 500,000. There were 291 homes came on the market. 150 were between 500 and 1 million, and 36 were over 1 million. As far as price reductions, there were 685 price reductions last week, with 24 of those being below 250,000, 414 between 250 and 500,000, 206 between 500,000 and 1 million, and 44 were a million and up plus. 296 homes sold last week in Hillsborough. 15 of those were below $250,000. 185 of them were between $250,000 and $500,000. 90 were between $500,000 and 1 million, and there were 8 that were above 1 million. And 414 homes went pending or under contract last week. 32 of those were below $250,000. 285 were between $250,000 and $500,000. 90 were between $500,000 and 1 million, and there were 17 that were above 1 million. So obviously you can't see these numbers, but just looking at it, Hillsborough last week actually added more inventory, with 485 coming on and 414 going pending. So about 71 new homes net was added to the amount of inventory last week, with no surprise, the majority of that's between 250 and 500,000, which is within the median price point. New homes on the market were up from the previous week. The price reductions were down. The amount of homes that were actually sold were down, but the amount of pending homes were up. And then let's hop over to Pinellas County. There were 236 new homes listed last week, with 7 of those being below 250,000, 122 between 250 and 500,000, 80 were between 500 and 1 million, and 30 were 1 million plus. And that number was down from the previous week. Price reductions, there were 351 price reductions. That's down from last week or the previous week, with 12 of those being below 250,000, 196 between 250 and 500,000, 104 were between 500,000 and 1 million, and there were 42 that were 1 million or higher. There were 173 homes that sold. That was up from the previous week. 11 of those were below 250,000. 89 were between 250 and 500,000. 62 were between 500 and 1 million, and there were 12 that were over $1 million. So pending, this is huge. 336 pending. That is up from last week. And of those pending, 28 were below 250,000. 183 were between 250 and 500,000. 110 were between 500,000 and 1 million, and 19 were above 1 million. So you break those numbers down, Pinellas net lost 100 homes in inventory. So inventory is actually down in Pinellas County, and it's about the same in all price points except for million plus. There were 20, so below 250, 21 less homes. Between 250 and 500, which is majority of the homes, it's down 61 net numbers anyway, and between 500 and 1 million, it was down 30. So like I said, the only thing that added inventory last week in Pinellas County were million plus properties. Up in Pasco, there were 277 new homes. That was up from the previous week. Of those, 35 were below 250,000. So if you're looking for, that below 250 price point, you want to be up in Pasco County. Obviously that makes sense a little bit further away from, downtown Tampa or St. Pete, Clearwater. 174 of those were 250 and 500,000. 67 were between 500,000 and 1 million, and there were 8 that were over 1 million. As far as price reductions go, there were 329. That was down from the previous week. 40 of those were below 250,000. 196 were between 250 and 500,000. 88 were between 500,000 and 1 million, and 6 were 1 million or higher. As far as amount sold, 187 sold. That was down from the previous week. 29 of those were below 250. 114 were between 250 and 500,000. 44 were 500,000 to 1 million, and 3 were above 1 million. Pending, 278. That was up from the previous week. The net numbers on inventory is pretty much a wash because there were 278 pending, 277 new, so they really didn't gain anything there. 250,000 price point below, 61 of those went under contract. 156 between 250 and 500,000. 63 between 500,000 and 1 million, and 3 were above 1 million. So, I mean, if you look at this, majority, except for Hillsborough County, and Pinellas and Pasco, inventory is either the same or it's actually down, despite the national news that inventory rates are rising. Hillsborough County, it is up, but I wouldn't say 70 new homes net, give or take, is a ton, especially for the size of Hillsborough County. But comment below or let me know if there's any stats that you want that I'm not covering, or anything like your particular zip code or your house, anything like that. Just let me know what would best serve you. I'm just kind of throwing out numbers I think that are interesting. That way I can follow and keep up to date with what's going on, because the national news is not Tampa Bay news. So saying that, if you're thinking about making a move, I would love to help you. Reach out. My contact information is below. Until next Tuesday, take care.